he is going to be, there's an opportunity here for him to go, Kang's scarier than Thanos. Thanos is in the pantheon with Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Agreed.
like
It's an amazing
almost
opportunity.
Gen Z's Darth Vader up to this point, probably, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just making a point. I think Kang has an opportunity to save all this, to make the people that are like, She-Hulk is jarring, she shouldn't be here, Miss Marvel is awful, how dare they make her a mutant. All these arguments we've heard of, how dare Captain America care so much about the racial dissension in the country. These arguments can become null and void if Kang is absolutely imposing, and this team has to unite every single hero ever assembled, ever made in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, ever made in Marvel movies before that. That's where they're going with it.
Yeah.
That's where this is going. And he has to be scarier than Thanos to take on every single hero ever. He's got to be scarier than Thanos. And I think Jonathan Majors can do it.
And what better way to introduce the seriousness of Kang than to kill Scott Lang in this movie?
They're getting rid of the funny characters.
Yeah. That would
if Rocket and Ant-Man are gone, they're getting rid of the funny characters.
That. Yeah. Just I think it's a good possibility, because you're absolutely right. I mean, like, Kang is going to be as imposing as Thanos. Like, this killing Scott Lang could be his Thanos killing Loki moment. Like, when he killed Loki in the beginning of an Infinity War, that was when you were like, oh, Thanos is a serious guy. Like,
I disagree. I think it was when he beat up Hulk.
Yeah,
I think it was. Okay. I think it was when he beat up Hulk. To me, that was the Thanos is the real deal guy.
Sure.
Can I
yeah,
throw
we
one
could
of
go
my
with it. It's the same, basically the same.
Can I throw out a House of Mark? We haven't done one of these in a while.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, please go ahead.
So,
you've just been pandering and bantering. Go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Giving the people what they
we've
want.
Never done one of these.
Need to be off the wall. So we have Kang, we have High Evolutionary, who are key players in probably one of the most slept on series of all time, which is Uncanny Avengers, which hosts the all new, all different Avengers and the X-Men, right? So what if this is finally like what brings the X-Men together? Is we have Kang, we have High Evolutionary, and we finally get that moment. You talked about it with Miss Marvel, like the groundwork has been set. This is the stakes. You have to have mutants. Otherwise, how are you going to deal with this? Because we barely cut it with Thanos by some lucky strike with Scott Lang and a rat. And if Kang is so much more above that, if this is a multiversal threat.
But you're not even playing into Eternals, right? Like, you're talking Eternals High Evolutionary. That's the concoction for mutants.
Yeah.
Like, that's the equation. So yes, absolutely they have to do it. For me, it just looks like mutants is going to be the afterthought. Right. It looks like there's going to be a couple mutants that come to the forefront, and then we're going to find out down the line that the rest of the mutants were doing something else, or that they weren't ready, or the gene wasn't exposed. I don't know. I don't know I don't think they have time, Jarrett.
Yeah.
I don't think they have time to get all these major mutants on the board.
Yeah.
I think they could only focus on Deadpool and Wolverine.
I've heard the theory that this phase will have, will introduce some mutants, but then potentially the next phase could be a mutant phase. Like, the next phase will focus on mutants more than this phase.
Are we okay? Are we happy? Just I'm not talking like us as fans, but just us three in the room here right now. Are we happy if at the end of this phase it's literally just Namor and Miss Marvel? Is that enough for us at this point?
It won't be because Deadpool is going to be in it. So
is he technically part of this phase?
I believe so. I could be wrong, Isaac. You can look that up.
Yeah, as far as I know, he will catch the end of phase 6, I believe, like before Secret Wars drop, because Secret Wars and the sequel or whatever are going to be the last 2 movies in phase 6.
Sure.
They had like 5 or 6 unnamed projects before that, and I've heard them say that Deadpool 3 is going to be one of those projects. So
Gotcha.
according to all the speculation, Deadpool 3 should be in phase 3 or phase 6, excuse me. But yeah, who knows? I mean, nothing has been announced at this point, but Deadpool probably will be in there. Would we get a Wolverine recast before that, or are we just going to see Hugh Jackman Wolverine in Secret Wars?
No, Hugh Jackman's there for Secret Wars. They don't have runway to do what you're talking about here, Jarrett. They just don't have the time.
Right.
And they made
Yeah,
their bed.
that's-
They made their bed. They made the decision to go full tilt Secret Wars, here we go. And we're excited about it, don't get me wrong.
Right. Well,
But they
and they
could have
really
said-
had to. They really had to, because
I
after
don't think so.
Endgame, what are you going to do that is going to get people as hyped as Endgame was? Like,
The
you
people
have
were
to
already
start...
stuck. We were already stuck with Marvel. We were already with it. I still to this day, the superhero fatigue argument's hilarious. It's not superhero fatigue, it's information fatigue.
That's true.
We're fatigued as a people just informationally. People love this stuff. This is the mythology of our culture. That's what it is. And even to hear Tarantino say, like, people don't like actors anymore, they like the heroes that the actors are portraying. I'm like, that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. We're past Tom Cruise and that generation where it was about Denzel and all those guys. It's like, not that those actors aren't great, but this is what
Past
the
playing
movie should be.
those-
They should be about the characters. They should not be about
Right.
the actors.
Right. Past playing those actors in every single movie that is
Yeah.
casted. We're past that. We're casting new people that are doing great
Mhm.
jobs in the roles that they have.
I don't buy culturally that we didn't have more time. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad that we don't have more time either. I like the plan we got. I think it's fine. I trust Kevin Feige. I've also been significantly more graceful on how Marvel's handled things than other people.
Agreed.
But I don't know, Jarrett, you sound frustrated in different ways than what I hear the general comic book fan saying. And I hear your frustration with the mutant thing. What it says to me is they're not doing Battle World. They're just going to do Secret World's multiverse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they save Battle World for later because that's where you need that. You have to have the X-Men for that, in my opinion.
If you go to
They're
Battle
half the
World,
roster.
Yeah, I feel like Battle World is something we earn down the line.
Yeah.
And like, it's hard for me to imagine us getting Battle World and then not that being jumped. Like, everybody says that Endgame was jumping the shark. I think Battle World is a stronger case for that. If we got Battle World, I think after that would be hard to come back from.
Yeah.
Because that was where, like, not for nothing, I think a lot of the stuff post Battle World, as far as comics goes, are still great. Read anything Jonathan Hickman X-Men or Chip Zdarsky, or however you say his name's Daredevil. But a lot of people fell off at Battle World. It was like this cool event, and then they're like, all right, we're done. 616 is over. Like, so I think you're right. I want too much. I'm spoiled by the things that we have gotten, but I like mutants. I've always
Yeah. And they know that that's another 20 years of content.
Absolutely.
They know that. And that's why they're going to take their sweet old time. Let Hugh Jackman actually go off in the sunset. Let's do the parade of the old timers. That's what this is about. Let's get the old timers back in one more time. Let's get him back in the saddle again. Can we get Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider again? Like, that is what this is all about, in my opinion.
Please.
Right? This is like
Isaac's
this is
manifesting. Yeah.
this is getting the 35-year-old
Positive
guy.
vibes sending to Kevin Feige to get Nick Cage back as Ghost Rider.
It's Eric Bana as Hulk. That's what they're trying to do. Whether you like it or not, that's what they're gonna do.
Sure.
They showed this to us already with Spider-Man. And also too, like, the X-Men aren't nearly as important as people make them out to be. I think people are going to be graceful of this process.
I think we need
This stuff,
X-Men,
people are, and the X-Men are great, but they are not
spoke
quintessential
fighting
for the
words,
future of
Jared.
this MCU.